In Old Montague Street, beside the Jewish synagogue, a ruined bakery became the sort of place people crossed the road to avoid and then, against their better judgment, walked into anyway. Zad Quarishi opened it with a pair of sharp scissors, a cheap mirror, and a smile too confident to trust. He was a gifted barber, quick with hair, steady with a razor, and famous within weeks for making tired men look younger and poorer men feel respectable. The synagogue brought him a steady stream of Jewish customers, and soon the little shop was crowded with voices, steam, soap, and the smell of stale flour still trapped in the walls. But Zad did not stop at haircuts. He offered shaving, styling, and something he called Hakim treatment, a private cure for hidden pains and secret illnesses. No appointment was needed. Men came for a trim and left lighter in the wallet and weaker in the eyes. Women, too, were told to enter his private room for consultations, and the walls often shook with their shouting and frightened cries. Zad wore himself like a magician from a bad circus, draping his shoulders in dark cloth and whispering that he possessed supernatural powers. He boasted that he could curse a husband into a crocodile or a monkey, and with a cruel grin he forced one man to sweep the floor with his tongue until the poor creature sobbed and the others pretended not to see. Yet for all his wickedness, Zad was not careless. He knew fear could be useful, but it had to be guarded. That was why he took Kulen from Mongolia, a towering woman with half a face, no visible eyes, and a presence so cold it seemed to thin the air. People said she had 6 senses and moved faster than thought. She stood near the door like an omen, silent and alert, her massive hands folded as though she were only waiting for permission to break the world in half. Once a neighbor's dog leapt at Zad's throat, and Kulen struck it so hard the animal vanished as if the air had swallowed it. After that, even the boldest customers lowered their voices. Then Inspector Shahid arrived. He came in dressed like Hitler, his ridiculous moustache stiff as wire, demanding a shave and trim. The shop fell quiet. Zad took one look at the moustache and laughed. Shahid did not laugh back. The argument began over the shape of the moustache, then over the price, then over the smell in the back room. Words turned to shoving, shoving turned to blows, and Shahid, red-faced and snarling, reached for his walkie-talkie and called for reinforcements. Police poured in from the station in a thunder of boots and shouted orders. Kulen did not move. Zad tried to turn his charm on the officers, then tried threats, then tried to hide behind his magician's cloak, but the spell had broken. Drawers were pulled open. Bottles were counted. Secret packets were found. The private room, once full of whispered lies and frightened customers, yielded its darker truth. Drugs, prostitution, and other rotten business festered behind the mirrors and combs. By dawn, Zad Quarishi and every employee in his crooked little empire were in handcuffs, escorted into the street under the pale light of Montague Street. The bakery remained, but the grin of the shop was gone. Even the synagogue bell sounded cleaner after that. And Kulen, the silent protector with no eyes, stood last in the doorway and looked not at the police, but at Zad, as if she had been waiting all along for the moment when the man who played wizard would finally be seen for what he was.